It is midsummer in the northern hemisphere, while it is winter in the southern hemisphere. However, video games like The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild never change. This got me thinking, if I were in Hyrule, which regions would be the best vacation destinations? In this video, I answer that ridiculous question. The Gerudo Highlands are one of the many frigid regions within Breath of the Wild. What makes this region unique is the lack of shelter. There are no stables or towns in this region, so unless you want to camp in a negative 11 degrees Fahrenheit, that's around negative 24 degrees Celsius, I suggest you do not travel to this inhospitable region. The Great Plateau seems fine on first glance. However, unless you can teleport, are a Rito, or are good at climbing, there's no way up there. Well, no safe way. There is a waterfall you can swim up if you are a Zora or are engaged to one. The problem is you will start freezing in the icy waters if you do this. Even if you do get up there, you will likely have to camp out. Luckily, this is one of the better camping locations in Hyrule. The Woodland region is hard to traverse. There's a stable to rest at that has patio dining, but due to the Lost Woods and Typhlo ruins being covered in fog and darkness, exploring all that the region has to offer can be quite challenging. Central Hyrule is a standout location, but too dangerous in this state to recommend. This is entirely due to the guardians that roam around this region, and the calamity that swarms the castle. There are still plenty of places to see at the edges of this region, and stables at them, but as a whole, this region is better off avoided. Eldin is another region that is difficult to traverse. Due to being an active volcano, the temperature is, quite hot. To travel into the volcano, you will need to be a Goron, have fireproof elixirs, or wear specialized armor which is only sold further into Death Mountain. There's still plenty to see outside of the mountain itself, such as the Leviathan Bones, the hot springs at the foot of the mountain, and you can even rest at the stable. If you head into the volcano, you can find more hot springs, Goron City, and one of the 4 divine beasts. The Gerudo Desert is hot during the day and cold at night. Typical for a desert, but you will want a place to stay. The main stable is at the end of the desert, and is only there to store your horse, as they cannot walk in the sand. The Karakara Bazaar and Gerudo Town are your other options. However, Gerudo Town can only be accessed by women, as men are barred from entering the town. I'm also unaware of how trans people are affected by such laws. Hyrule Ridge has a stable, some weird mushroom trees, some rain rocks. Honestly, this region is fine, but it doesn't have much interesting here. Hebra is another frigid region, but unlike the Gerudo Highlands, there is a stable here. Furthermore, the slopes are the best place to go for shield surfing, and there is even a shield surfing course set up on the mountain that ends with a hot spring. It is also a great region for hunting. Tabantha can best be described by this couple on their honeymoon. One loves its simplicity, the other hates how boring it is. There is a great fairy fountain and Rito village, but if you are not a fan of heights, you may not reach either. The Lake region is home to Lake Hylia, the Bridge of Hylia, the Melania Spring, and the Spring of Courage. Like many others, it is a grassy region, but it borders Faron. Of the main grassy regions, I find that this region has less to offer than the others, though. The Dueling Peaks is another grassy and mountainous region. However, the Dueling Peaks themselves are a wonder to behold, and Kakariko Village is an incredibly cultural town that is a must if you visit the region. The Atenno region is home to Atenno, its ancient tech lab, the Spring of Wisdom, and plenty of natural wonders. It is another grassy region, but the mountains and beaches make it so that there is something for everyone. Wait a minute. You can go to the mountains at one point in the day, go to the beaches another. Is this the California of Hyrule? The Lanayru region is a difficult one to talk about. On one hand, Zora's Domain and the divine beasts in the region are incredible to witness. However, in the early game, the divine beast caused an endless rainstorm. Combine this with electric enemies, and you are as fried as a prisoner of Narkina 5. This region has the potential to be number 1 on my list, but given that it depends on when you visit, keeps it from that for me. The Faron region is the primary tropical region, with Woodland Village, the beaches, the rainforest, the waterfalls, and even Tide Island all go in to make this region an incredible one to visit. Yet, this region has the highest chance of thunderstorms occurring, and with the stable in the region attracting lightning, it might make travel in this region challenging. Akkala is the best region to plan a vacation around in my opinion. It has 2 stables, an ancient tech lab, the Spring of Power, and Terrytown if you have finished the From the Ground Up side quest. The constant fall appearance of the trees makes this region a beautiful one to visit. There are plenty of guardians around though, but they tend to be isolated in key areas and can be easily avoided while keeping to your vacation plans.